Now at 6, Portland police responded to 2 overnight crashes. In one, a pedestrian died. We'll bring you the updates.
I saw the black car and I thought my life was over.
A woman in Salem left feeling helpless after the driver of the car who hit her took off. What the owner of the car told police and why no one's been arrested.
Also, this is the first full week of this year's KGW school supply drive. Coming up, we're going to walk you through the process. How exactly your donations help send thousands of kids in the area back to school with all the supplies they need. The 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Monday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Let's get right over to Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill handling the weather and the traffic. What's up there, Rod?
Hey, good morning. The big story is this comfortable stretch of weather continues over the weekend. I think we just hit 80 on Saturday. It was 74 yesterday. We'll be in the 70s again today in the Willamette Valley. 60s again today at the coast with a cloudy start. Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City showing a number of 51 degrees. Most of the beaches expected to clear out and see some decent sunshine or at least partly cloudy skies as we go through the afternoon hours. And not everybody's cloudy here in the valley. There's some nice blue patches over the Dundee Hills from the camera out at Domain Serene Winery. The sun is now up. We have clouds over the city of Portland and we are at 60 degrees. So cloudiness this morning and then basically partly to mostly sunny skies this afternoon. 68 degrees at noon, a very pleasant 76 this afternoon. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. We pick it up on the Markham Bridge. Tough way to start your morning commute. Looks like somebody ran out of gas or something. Anyway, ODOT reporting this is a disabled vehicle. The southbound right lane is blocked. You can see Portland police on the scene there. So there's starting to be a little bit of a local slowing getting around that. A little different perspective here. And you can see the folks are out there on the roadway. So that's our first trouble spot of the morning on the freeways. I also want to let folks know we're just getting word of a possible rollover crash over on Northeast Halsey near Glendevere Golf Course. I'm working to get more details on that. We'll bring those to you just as soon as we have them. Guys?
Thank you, Chris. Breaking news this morning, 2 pedestrians were hit in Portland, crashes overnight. One
of those people died. The crashes happened in southeast and northwest Portland. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live from the scene of the fatal crash in Northwest. So Thomas, what else do we know this morning?
Well, Drew and China, this crash happened around 11:20 last night here at Northwest Yon and 44th Avenue. Officers say when they arrived on scene, they found a person seriously injured. Paramedics then arrived and took that person to a hospital nearby. That's when police say they then died. Police say the driver involved remained at the scene and cooperated with police. During that investigation, Northwest Yon behind us was closed between Northwest Express Avenue and St. Helens Road. But police were busy overnight. About an hour and a half before that, they responded to another crash in southeast Portland. That was on Southeast 122nd and Ash. A pedestrian again there was hit by a vehicle. Once police arrived, they found that pedestrian also seriously injured. Paramedics transported them to a nearby hospital. They then also had life-threatening injuries. The driver in that investigation did cooperate with police and remained on scene. During the investigation, Southeast 122nd was closed between East Burnside and Southeast Stark. We do know that person in the Southeast crash was seriously injured. We don't have any more updates on their condition, although police are saying anybody with information on either of these 2 crashes should contact the Portland Police Bureau. Drew, China.
Thomas, thank you. In the meantime, police are investigating a shooting in Oldtown that sent 2 people to the hospital with serious injuries. This happened around 2:30 yesterday morning at Northwest 4th and Cooch Street. Police say shots came from a crowd of about 100 people in a parking lot near an Oldtown bar. A man and woman were found and taken to Legacy Emmanuel Hospital, which had to be put on lockdown after a couple dozen people who police say were acting hostile tried to get into the emergency room. One Old Town resident says this incident is just the latest in a growing trend.
I don't want to lie and say that I haven't noticed the uptick in violence in the city the last couple years. It's definitely there, but I feel like it's all over the city and honestly all over America.
The man is in critical condition while the woman is expected to recover.
Over on the east side of Portland, police arrested a man in the Hazelwood neighborhood after a standoff that lasted roughly 8 hours. Police say 51-year-old Robert Engelsman climbed onto the roof of a building on East Burnside Saturday morning and refused to come down. The standoff started around 7:30 and Engelsman didn't surrender until about 3:30 in the afternoon. He faces multiple charges, including domestic violence and felony strangulation. Meanwhile, a 1-year-old is safe this morning after someone stole a car in Portland with the baby inside and drove it to eastern Oregon. The Gillum County Sheriff's Office says the suspect stole the car on Friday afternoon. Deputies used an Apple AirTag to track it going east on I-84 and arrested the suspect at a truck stop in Morrow County. The baby was found and was not hurt.
Portland police are investigating a shooting call that turned out to be fake. There was a large police response just before 10 Saturday night at a home near Northeast 165th and Russell. Police told us that a person called the non-emergency line and claimed to have shot multiple people. Officers were not able to talk to the person who called. And Portland police are trying to figure out how a car ended up in the Columbia River and what happened to the driver. Deputies were called to Northeast Marine Drive and 122nd around 8 a.m. Saturday. They found a car on its side, but no driver. They say there is a possibility that the driver may have died, but they're still investigating. If you know anything, call Portland police.
Fire officials have dropped all evacuation orders for areas impacted by the Berdoin fire burning on the Washington side of the gorge in Klickitat County. This fire is now 94% contained.
Interior of the fire lines, there will continue to be smoke that's produced for days or potentially even weeks as hot spots get reignited with wind or dry conditions. So it should be expected that if you're traveling in the fire area, you will see smoke for the foreseeable future.
About 250 crew members are still working the fire, focusing on flare-ups that threaten homes or their fire lines. When the Berdoin fire was at its peak, about 1,000 firefighters were on the job. There's still no word yet on the total number of buildings it destroyed or damaged.
Every day is pretty much a struggle right now. Just trying to look at the positives, though, but it's hard.
People in Clackamas County town are coming together to support 2 local families in need. In late June, a fire in Gladstone destroyed the homes of Proskys and severely damaged the home of the Ritzes. Yesterday, a local business, the Arlington Tap House, held a benefit with a portion of the proceeds going to the families.
It's been the only upside of this whole thing is like we've felt so loved.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to find out this way, like that you're loved by your community, but that has been like the, most silver lining to this whole thing is.
And today, a silent auction goes live to further help the families cover costs, and the insurance won't pay.
All right, before we get over to Rod again, how about this? Ringside Steakhouse over on West Burnside, set to reopen this afternoon at 4:30. The popular Portland restaurant has been closed since a fire started in the kitchen back in April. And taking a look at their website, it looks like reservations are filling up fast.
I think we mentioned this before, that we like it medium rare.
Yeah.
You like it medium.
Medium, yeah.
You were skeptical. Have we changed?
No, I'm the same. I've not been to Ringside, by the way.
Really?
I've been to I think all of the other big name steakhouses since I've lived here, but I haven't been to that one, which is like the original,
Yeah, you might be the
most
biggest.
iconic one, right?
Got to
Drew,
get
you've been
there,
there?
Rod. I have been there. We've
Yeah.
done segments there. I've been there on my own time.
All right.
We need to get Rodney Hill there.
Yeah, I remember once I got a gift certificate. I emceed something and gave me a gift card to El Gaucho, different steakhouse. It was a $100 gift card. Right now I'm all excited. I get there. Turns out all I could afford was a glass of water and saltines with my gift card.
Oh, come on.
Okay, ba-dum-bum. Here's a look at our rain showers moving up out of central and eastern Oregon. This is light stuff. It's going to be getting out of here. Heavier rain right now over in Malheur County, and it is the extreme farthest, if you will, eastern counties in our state that will be under the gun for potential thunderstorm activity a little bit later today. That rain in central Oregon, the light showers expected to fizzle in the coming hours. Here's the camera over at Sun River Resort. This is partly cloudy skies this morning. It looks like all is quiet. There's Bachelor. There were reports near Bend from the Weather Service yesterday that storms dropped, and I saw some photos. 1-inch size hail and some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So today, any lingering rain showers clearing out this morning, and then you're all dry and nice and quiet. We have clouds here on the west side. Here's the Chehalem Tasting Room camera out in Sherwood. Mostly cloudy out over the vineyard. 58 degrees is the early morning number. I think I've got, no, I don't have any more cameras. I just have a temperature map for you. There's Battleground 54 and Scappoose 54. We have light winds. We're dry. We have mostly cloudy skies being reported. Certainly, as you look at 57 in Salem, today's forecast, morning cloudiness, and then we think it's more of a partly to even mostly sunny becoming afternoon hours. And the same thing at the coast. There could be some cloudiness lingering up along Clatsop County area, Astoria, but Newport's expected to see some nice sun this afternoon. 60-degree projection for you at 6 p.m. 70s up and down I-5 again today. There's the clearing in Central Oregon. Bend 77, Sun River 73, and that thunderstorm threat out across the far east. 7-day forecast numbers. Look at the comfortable stuff. 76 today, partly cloudy. 77 tomorrow. Clouds on Wednesday. And maybe some rain at times. That's Wednesday. Could be enough moisture falling from the clouds potentially to kind of mess with some of your plans. After that, we slowly warm up into a sunny weekend. I've got 93 on Sunday, and that is your update.